This is Onwell Create,
Hi, I'm Onwell Create.
the voiceover artist, filmmaker, videographer, and so many other things. You may have heard his voice from his most popular videos like the Gary advert, the Broom advert, and the Kane advert.
Introducing Nigeria's #1 cheapest groceries and first aid, Gary. Consumed across West Africa sub-region, saving lives before and beyond Red Cross, right from the time of our forefathers, known as cassava flakes in modern time, forged from the godfather of carbohydrates, found in all Nigerian homes and major stores, consumed by all class of citizens, flexible to bake, drink or chew. Gary, first class served in a deep bowl with a blend of ice, chilled or cold water, and sweetener to taste. Spiced with either floating berries, chocolate crunches, or any protein of your choice, and or with white caramel. Taste the unmatched goodness and feel alive. Gary, pocket friendly, lifesaver.
It was posted by Cracks TV and Mufasa Tunde and Not. Today we're going to be diving into his story and how he began his journey and where he's heading to. So stick around and watch this video.
Alright. Onwell Create is a creative person, a personality, a brand. Onwell Create is a voiceover artist. Onwell Create is an on-air personality, radio, TV. Onwell Create is a video editor, a cinematographer. Onwell Create is, I've said, a voiceover artist. Onwell Create is a video editor. Onwell Create is a movie producer and a movie director, a music video director. Onwell Create is everything audio, visual in the creative sense. Writing, conceptualizing stories, captivating, and just name it. That's Onwell Create. It depends on what you mean when you say what's your creative process like, or what's my creative process like. I'm a voiceover artist, so if I want to create a process, if I want to tell you my creative process as a voiceover artist, it starts with connecting with a brand, or your product or your service, whatever thing you want me to do an advert for, or you want me to voice. And then I connect with it and I try to speak it. I try to connect with the people, the audience. I first look at your targeted audience and then I see how I can connect, and that's what gives birth to the concept that I put out and voice it with the necessary emotion, mood, whatever it is to make someone easily relate with it. I like to relate things with I like to relate a brand with things that can easily resonate with the targeted audience. That's it. If it's for video, well, I would have to understand what gave birth to your idea. If it's a music video, I listen to your song. I want to know, what were you thinking? What did you imagine? I like to work with the creativity, the imagination of my clients, and then what I would do is now come up with a concept that rhymes with it, something that resonates with the idea behind the song, and then come up with a concept and then we shoot the video using the right location and the rest. And that goes on with the different things that I do. I connect, come up with a concept that can describe, and then I put out there. I have 3 targeted audience in whatever thing I do. First, I look at the blind, meaning that they can hear, so I make sure my audio is as good as possible, and the emotion, the mood to which I deliver my audio connects with the people. So even if the person is blind, the person can hear and feel and understand what I'm trying to send out there. The next is people who are deaf but can see, so they can't hear, and those people are the ones who look at the visual, and they connect with you or with what I'm displaying out there. they connect with it by watching and seeing the mood, the emotion, the pictures and everything, and can understand even if they don't hear the audio. And then the last are those who can see and can hear. So I make sure that my audio and my visual and they rhyme, they send the right message. I had 3 videos go viral. Cracks TV, thanks to them, posted the Gary advert, and Tunde Ednot, thanks to Tunde Ednot, posted the cane and the broom adverts. Now these adverts and more to come, because I still have more in my catalog that I intend to drop. The reason I paused the beat was because of the death of Mohbad, and I feel it was the wrong time to start posting funny adverts and the distraction. I think it's not even advisable for anyone to do publicity as at then. Everyone's attention was distracted. I had this idea a long time ago. I see foreigners do professional funny adverts. They spend lots of resource. I watched one funny advert, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't think he was the one that acted it, but it's Terminator and Jesus Christ. And the resource they put into that particular funny act. You see Terminator killing Peter and telling Christ that Peter was going to deny him. That's why he decided to kill. And Jesus will heal Peter and says, "Stop killing my disciples." And when I look at the environment, like, this guy spend a lot. They put in a lot to make you laugh. Unlike when you have some of these Nigerian funny adverts that are not even properly connecting, No, they connect, but it's just funny and just there. You just know they carelessly do things. I've seen an ad, very funny ad, but it's not made professionally, meaning that a corporate company cannot call them to say, produce an advert for me, except maybe you just tell them, do a skit. So I was asking myself, how do I tell people that I can do commercial ads? Because I've been doing commercial adverts for years. How do I show people that I can do this? Because if I do an advert for a popular brand, people will just like, oh, nice voice, and they will pass. And we have so many people who are good voiceover artists. I'm not the only one with a good voice. And I was like, how do I connect? How do I do an advert that will make people to share? And I was like, okay, people like to laugh. People like something funny. So I want to do funny adverts in a professional way. So when big time companies listen or get to see this advert, they're like, this guy is a professional. This guy can get this thing done for us, even if it's not a funny ad. Like, I've done a couple of adverts that are not funny ads for clients, but just because they were able to connect with a funny ad I did. And people will say, if you can market a brand that's an unbranded product, then you should be able to do anything. So I decided to look at, how do I do an ad that will make people share and not just pass it. I said, okay, I'll start branding for unbranded product. At least nobody will tell me that I'm doing an advert for a company that is already known. And so I came up with the Gary ad. It was fat advert. I did one. Okay, no, the first one I did was Lost Chicken for Christmas. I looked at it and I said, okay, I now did for fats. I said, what if we had Breast FM 90.FM, because there's no frequency. I could be very funny and naughty, in as much as people will look at me and think this guy is very serious, and I can be very funny. And I work with a radio station where I had some very funny set of colleagues, and sometimes they will tell me, oh Noel, you have a very official way of saying rubbish. And people will laugh, and you won't see me as a bad person. If someone says something that I've said, you say, oh boy, you 2-day raw. But I will say that thing in a professional way and you start laughing. So I'm not seen as a bad person, but my colleagues will be seen as a bad person. So I was like, should I put all this together and come up with something that is sellable? And that was what gave birth to the Gary ad. It started with doing food, one restaurant like that, and then I saw people like the BTS behind the scene, and then I decided to do more and more and more, and that was how I started. And then Cracks TV contacted me for them to post, and then Tunde not posted, and I'm so grateful to them. I'm also very grateful to TikTok. TikTok fans, man, you guys are the number one bomb. Anybody when blow for TikTok, don't blow. TikTok has blown so many people, that kind of a thing. My reaction when Tunde not posted my video, trust me, I've been visualizing that very moment. I had visualized it a long time ago, back then in Abia State, Umar here. Sometimes I'll be telling my friend, I was like, person could just do one kind of work now, just they do. I know say what they do, they need to see them. Just let the world just see that there's somebody who can do something professional. So I'll just wake up one morning, person could just wake me up, tell me, say, guy, how far today not post your work? I'm like, really? I'll go check, and you see me. You see, power of creative imagination. Well, creative imagination with work, not just creating, praying, and leaving it down there. I would even be talking like how Tunde not to reply, and how my friend would say, calm down, you talk like say it don't happen. And that very day, my TikTok was the first to blow up. People like the Gary ad and the rest. So some people told me they wanted to do, they want to learn how to become voiceover artists. I'm this very easygoing person, no pride. I'm just simple. So I can teach, give you idea where I can. If I'm doing a paid course, fine, I can do that and tell you to pay. But at that moment, I was not ready for a paid course, so I just told them, okay, I'll add you to a WhatsApp group, anyone interested, which I did, and then started giving them some tips, crash course. So when Cracks contacted me, I was very happy. Like, man, I was so happy when they said, please, can I post your, in my mind I was like, well, I'm taking permission, come on, go on and post it. I gave them the clearer picture and then they posted, but I don't know why the ones online, the audio quality is a bit dropped. If you listen to the real one, like, you get a better audio quality. So people were saying, man, this guy has a nice voice, nice production. I was like, if only you listen to the one that has not been dropped in quality, then I wonder what you'll say. So when less than 24 hours or within 24 hours, Tunde not now posted the broom and cane ad, since the Gary has gone viral now. And one of the guys in the group now messaged me that morning, say, guy, man, congrats, man, Tunde not has finally posted your work. Exactly the way I was imagining it back then, sometime last year. And before then, myself and my guys will be like, I say, Tunde just repost this thing. Like, no, we'll go run ad inside on top of this thing. Tunde the Kingmaker, make it just post. Why they do like this now? I get double, appearance. As Cracks don't post, make him post too. I always tag him in some of my creative work, and my guy will say, no worry. I can't remember the name of this, is it a policeman but it's a first man who posted the cane ad, and he's a friend to Tunde. I say, Tunde go don't see this one, God. And my friend Ike will say, no worry, Tunde go post that, no worry, just be patient. And behold, it happened. And with the massive support of my guys here, you see, environment matters a lot, and the kind of people you roll with, matter a lot. It just makes you want to do great. Even when you're not paying them, they are there for you. Even behind the scene, see this interview, one whole what's it called, microphone for me, and the other one is behind the camera. Nuel is a man of so many things. I don't like to be limited to something. I'm a filmmaker. I was acting sometime 2006. No, 2007 was when I officially started acting movies. I was on stage. From stage acting, I got into sets. From there, I picked up a script, saw how the script was being made, understood some things. I started writing script because I'm very good at creating stories. Like, I can sit here and create a story within this four corner, and there'll be no boring moments. But now I'm so lazy to write script. But I have two powerful script writers. If they write script for you, they understand me. So if I don't take people's story concept except it's so interesting to me. I will give you a story, you will develop on it. I'll tell you what I want, you know. So I'll be a filmmaker. I'm still a filmmaker, a movie director, music video director. I'm still a video editor, a radio personality, TV. And I am a mechanical engineer, a graduate of mechanical engineering. And well, some of you will say, you don't drop certificate. I was so good as a mechanical engineer. As a student back then, my lecturers know me very well. I love thinking, creating, you know. So maybe I would have been in an oil company, but I dream of having my own engineering company where I would invent things. So I would have been a lot of things, a lot. I look up to people who are exceptional, not to pick a particular name. I look at the good in you, and if I see people love the good in you, I want to be like you in that way. I think that is what has built me to a certain level. When I admire a friend, and when I see he's a center of attraction to people, like, why do people like him? Oh, because of this thing. Let me try and see if I can be like this too. You know, not to be envious, but just to be the best version, a lot of versions. So, and that's why I'm someone you can barely predict my zodiac sign. Like, say, okay, I'm born this month, this is my traits. I watched my negative traits and then I try to work on it. You know, so when I see, like, when today I not posted my work, I said I was going to give back. I admire him because he has made a lot of people, and it's my dream to make people. I will get to that stage, to bring people to limelight unconditionally. I will get there, I know. And at least in my own little way, if I don't have the money, at least to every ads I've done, there are some that I dedicated to say I want to do for free for people. I've done too many free music videos. I've done, like, right from time. So when I see people do good, philanthropists, people who are nice, I know then I used to admire Rochas Korocha when he was a philanthropist, then not now as a politician. And then I was like, you know, when I see tears of joy in people, I want to make people smile. I like to make people smile. And then when I see this OPM pastor do good, then you see small tears will drop from my eyes. And I was like, I want to be good. I want to help people, you know, those kind of a thing. And when I see people do exceptional movies, so once I see you do anything unique, like you're making impact, I learn at that moment. I just look up to you at that particular thing that you're good at, and I want to do good. I want to shine the light. Any man who is not ready to face challenge, he's not ready to face life. Life is full of challenges. Life is a school. Challenges are the assignments, some of those equations that are very difficult that are given to you to solve. And when you cannot solve it at that moment, you don't give up, you don't take your life, like you don't say I'm done with this school. Like, people will expel themselves by taking their life. And what you do is you go home, you ask your pupils, your fellow colleagues, you ask them and like, please, do you know the answer? So when I face challenges, I ask people who have gone through similar challenges how they solve theirs, you know. And if I don't find anyone, like in mathematical equation, you sleep over it, you bring books, you begin to check different textbooks, or you browse online, and at the end of the day you get the answer. So I begin to search online, ask people who are mature enough, who probably have faced one or two, and then to see how I could get an answer, search book, and I get an answer. Like I said, life is a school. So my process, my challenges, I enjoy them while they last. That's one thing about me, is I don't worry myself over what I don't have control over. My sanity is my number one, you know. So when I face challenges, one good thing about me is the inner voice in me, which we mostly call instinct, but that's the God in everyone. If you are very active with it, you can listen to it. Like most times I have challenges, I just sit. That's why most times I love quiet times. I begin to analyze, what's that thing I have done that has caused this, or what is that thing I have done that has, or what's that thing I've not done that has resulted to this. So every challenge you face is as a result of what you've done or what you've not done. Whether you have left that environment or you've not left the environment, or whether you find yourself in a family that is not really working out for you, there's always, it's life does not sympathize with you. We can say, che, yeah, but life, you always face ignorance, or the person will be born into a family where things tough. Concern life, you will have to find a way to liberate yourself. That's it. So having this realization, I buckle up and find a way to be better, not to give the wrong attitude towards life. I give the right attitude, easy on myself, not thinking, but rather having creative thinking of how I can solve this, what to do, and then I get my solution. So that's it. Challenges are there. Getting to meet with people who would recognize your work and want to patronize you, and getting funds, but the challenges make you stronger. So that's just it, basically. So far so good with all that I've answered. At least I've been able to talk a little bit about my journey. My journey is an inspiration to young people. I have plans of doing like story of my life, important parts to inspire people, because I've always told myself, like my dad would say, enjoy every challenge while it lasts. So when you're able to solve a particular challenge, you can tell somebody, this is what I went through and this is how I solved it. My journey, I started as a stage actor. From there, I've always wanted to be an inventor, a scientist, but in Nigeria, it's not really be that easy. So I wanted to be a mechanical engineer like my dad. Back then, my dad would buy me battery, bulb, I'll be doing some of these small experiments. And then I was known like as a genius then in Saple. And I was a very good storyteller. I would all sit at night under the moon. This one will tell stories. So me, I will forge stories. All those things gave birth to my being able to create stories. And then we'll act willy and the rest. All those African lifestyle has built me so far to this level. From there, like I said, from school, I went to Lagos. I was so selective with admission. My fault. So it took me time to gain admission. And the school that I turned down some years ago, about 7-8 years ago, was the same school I went to last. River State Polytechnic, now Kent Sariwa Polytechnic, And I have so many inventions, so many ideas, things that I wish it was favorable for me, like the country I find myself. I would have been one of the youngest inventors of even a generator powered by just nothing, not powered by anything. I had ideas, like I had even before this mobile banking thing. It's just quite unfortunate because sometimes when I say things, people will think, oh, this guy is just talking, maybe he just wants to chase clout. But I had so many. I still have more creative ideas. If I could just find someone who is saying, man, I want to invest in something extraordinary, and comes to me and they say, let me hear one of your ideas, the person will marvel. Because even before these Tesla electric cars, I've dreamt of it, but they told me it's not possible. Tell me piston, this, that, has to go through field, and there's discouragement. But there's something my dad later told me, which I told him I had these ideas, and he said, you cannot think out of existence. Whatever you think of is possible. You can't think out of existence. It's just a matter of time and research. So it was like, why didn't you tell me all those time you had the ideas and the rest? Well, it didn't occur to me to tell him then. I was growing up then. I loved writing. I wanted to be an author. There was this book by Sri Eda Geskos. I can't remember his name. That was the first time I heard of Man Must Work. And then I was barely 8, 9 or so, which I came up with my own book. I couldn't publish. Things were not really, I told myself that my kids, when I discover talent in them, I will give them everything. Because there were a lot of things that I would have been for my country. Trust me, I am dual. See this thing they say, jack of all trades, master of none. It only applies where you learn here, like half big. You want to learn everything. When you learn this well, you're out. You learn this, one thing lead to another. You can become a master of all. I am a mechanical engineer. I'm proud of it, and I have so many great ideas in my head. Like there was one in my radio show I shared out there. I was telling people, I will use the opportunity to say, because very soon, like I used to say, very soon, you would see that we would not be using wire like connecting to the normal electric pole. You would see that it's just a terminal and then a terminal, and you will see that electricity will be connected via the airwave. I'm saying it and it will happen. There were lots of things that I had predicted back then that they told me is not possible, and it's happening, like the electric cars. I've also dreamt of doing a flying car, which is possible, because if you can do an helicopter or aeroplane, tell me why you cannot do a flying car. It's just that some of these things for now are not allowed for commercials, but I know that there are some companies that can do it, even smart TV. There's some other things in my head I would not want to share now. In case I get money, I will put it into play. So my journey so far has been so massive, and I could not achieve the big dream of the engineering, so I had to follow my other passion, which was the arts. And then I said, okay, from small I taught in schools and trying to gather myself, unlike some people who just like the fame, acrimony, that big dream they have in their head, that's the one they focus on. They don't want to go through the smaller way, little ways to achieve what they want to achieve. So I decided to go small. If this will not work, what can I do? From here? I've even done crypto. My journey so far is, and I once in a while I still look at crypto, and so the journey has been beautiful, and I still have bigger journey to go. And my story is plenty. We cannot really do all here, but so far so good. It's been amazing. It's been an adventure, and I believe at old age, if I sit on my bed, I would be happy that I had a swell adventure of life, and I was able to impact and exhibit the creative ability of me. I think that's one thing that makes us godlike. I am Nuel Creates, and I am Creative Chronicles with the underrated YouTuber.